I have always enjoyed driving through a road tunnel. I was born in Liverpool. The Mersey Tunnel was part of my childhood experience. Whenever I drive through road tunnels in Israel, it brings back childhood memories. I was born in 1946. Liverpool, as the main port of entry for war supplies from America, had been decimated during World War II by Nazi bombers. My adventure playground as a young kid were derelict buildings and debris. As such, I can easily relate to tunnels and massive urban destruction in Gaza. But the tunnels of Gaza are far more, much more than meets the eye. You thought you'd seen it all till now. This video explains an entirely unique perspective. You've seen it all on foreign news media so far. I give you my personal approach from the ground downwards. I've dug in my own garden in well-drained, less soil, which is exactly the same type of soil that exists in Gaza. The worst kind of warfare is urban warfare. I know. I did 2 tours of duty in Lebanon. Fighting is done house to house. You don't know what's waiting for you around the corner. You cannot access every street with tanks or vehicles. Buildings are booby-trapped. You are in a state of constant high tension. Civilians are caught in the middle. Hamas uses them as human shields. The IDF knows this. The IDF's boots on the ground presents a dilemma. Go down below the streets. What's there? A whole replica city. It's not just a 500-kilometer network of tunnels. It's a massive infrastructure of very large halls, depots, rooms, cubbyholes. Imagine the New York subway, or the underground in London, or the metro in Paris. That's what Gaza is below ground. The whole system has been planned and engineered using high-tech CAD/CAM design. They use millions of tons of concrete. Most are not crude structures. A large percentage of imported cement, either from Israel or illegally underground from Egypt, was squandered on these tunnels instead of being used for civilian buildings. These cubbyholes and large spaces are used for Hamas living quarters, for arms, ammunition depots, and for workshops and factories to build rockets. They are very similar to what was in World War II in the Nordhausen caves, where Nazi V1s and V2s were built. They are also used as prisons for kidnapped Israeli victims. And they are not used as hospitals or air raid shelters for Gazan civilians. The hospitals are immediately above them. They are accessed by hundreds of vertical shafts. Hamas has had sole access to this metro city. That is, until now. There are 3 types of tunnels: economic tunnels, terror tunnels, and interconnecting highway tunnels. They are not crawl spaces. They are sophisticated walkways or high-speed tubes where vehicles such as trolleys and motorbikes can move rapidly. The economic tunnels start in the south at the Egyptian border. A whole underground economy has been developed. This black market economy is the main supply line for the Gaza Strip. Gaza entrepreneurs, both big and small, have built hundreds of tunnels for importing every item imaginable. Not just everyday items you'll see in your supermarket, but luxury goods too, and fresh meat as living livestock. These businessmen are the nouveau riche of Gaza, charging a toll fee for anyone using their tunnels. But there is one group, Hamas, who don't pay these individuals. Hamas imports building materials, cement, arms, ammunition, and components to build their terror tunnels and rockets. These private commercial tunnels lead into the second type of tunnel. The second type of tunnel is the interconnecting or highway tunnel, crisscrossing all of Gaza between the south and the north. There are passageways leading to hospitals, schools, ammunition dumps, public buildings, and private homes. This network of communication tunnels is sometimes up to 70 feet below ground. Vertical shafts lead up to the exit points. These are the main conduits of communication. They are completely different from the Category 1 tunnel or the Category 3 tunnel. This is the Metro Gaza. This is the city below the city. They are bigger. They are the city used exclusively by Hamas. Reinforced concrete arches, slabs on the walls, pavements on the floors, even tiled floors. The third type of tunnel is the terror tunnel. About 50 of them led out of the Gaza Strip into Israel. They had one sole purpose. They were used by terrorists to infiltrate Israeli kibbutzim and villages. Their aim was surprise, murderous attacks, only to kill and to destroy. Israel's response was a physical and electronic barrier below ground along the border that surveilled any construction effort. And it worked. Most of them were blocked. That is, until October the 7th. At this point, I'm going to stop. By a strange twist of fate, I'm going to give you my own personal perspective of tunnel psychology. I call it Tunnelology. 36 hours before the 7th of October, I returned from a short family trip abroad. I'd spent 4 nights in a 900-bed hotel in Turkey with my daughter and her family. Ironically, the hotel is called the Titanic Deluxe Golf Hotel. Has anyone got that sinking feeling? Here I am filming and walking along a 150-meter corridor to my room. I had a very uneasy feeling, as though I was in an Alfred Hitchcock movie of an endless passageway. Something eerie, something surrealistic, something tunnel-like. Nobody but me there. Then suddenly, someone else emerged. Transfer that situation to being enclosed in a tight-fitting, smelly tunnel below Gaza. The IDF stopped the import of fuel for their engines. No fresh air coming through. Their ventilation system had been cut off. It's claustrophobic. Suddenly, a Hamas terrorist appears and opens fires. Tunnel warfare at its deadliest. So, how does the IDF deal with these tunnels? What are the major hazards of entering them? What are the challenges? You must map out the system. You want to find Hamas leaders. You want to locate arms and ammunition stores and the thousands of rockets. And while doing all of this, primarily, you want to find the 240 Israeli hostages. Many problems and many dilemmas. Step 1 is mapping them out. This has revealed a lot more than is shown in these maps. This is where military intelligence, artificial intelligence, drone surveillance, and the IDF's secret technology come into play. That is coupled with old-fashioned detective work using paid informers. Step 2 is locating vertical entrance and exit shafts. Step 3 is analyzing the most effective way to penetrate them or to seal them. How could the IDF physically tackle these issues? You can't use conventional massive bunker busters in an urban area. Flooding them with seawater was considered. Underground, there could be movement-sensitive booby traps, tripwires, sudden appearance of Hamas fighters, landmines, tunnel collapse, you name it. Sometimes robots and unspecified devices are used to make initial entries, not IDF soldiers and not IDF dogs. High-tech equipment above ground maps out these routeways. This equipment reveals hollows below ground, as in mapping out natural sinkholes caused by ground and earth collapse. Israel's secret weapon is the sponge bomb. Instead of exploding metal shrapnel, it uses expanding chemical foam. It acts exactly as I use expanding polyurethane foam to plug up gaps in my own DIY building projects, but on a much larger and more lethal scale. The sponge bomb seals both ends of the tunnel. Then the IDF dealt with the vertical entrance and exit shafts. IDF has blown up so far about 150 vertical tunnel shafts with conventional explosives. But there are many, many more. So far, all of these tunnel operations have taken place mainly in the northern half of the Gaza Strip. As the campaign goes on, the IDF will deal with many more, and I'm sure this will take a number of months. That's the sad situation. In the meantime, please share this video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.